Shalom Aleichem. I'm Yosef David Hassan, one of Rabbi Wilhelm's online smicha students. I'm here with my friend Chaim Zusha Margolin. We're here at a wheat field somewhere on planet Earth. Chaim Zusha, what are we here for?
Well, every year you eat matzah. And do you ever wonder how your matzah comes to being? And let me just inform you that the matzah does not start in the mall, in the shopping center, or even the matzah bakery. So what does really happen? What is the rest of the story? And now you are going to hear the rest of the story. The Torah says, "Ushmarta misamatzos." You have to watch the matzahs. What are you watching? You have to sit there and look at it? No. It means you have to watch that the matzah should not be chametz. How do you do that? First, what is chametz? Most of us are familiar. Chametz is you put flour in water, you let it rise, and it rises, whether with yeast or without yeast. That's chametz, and that's true. But there's one more thing that's chametz as well. If you take wheat, you ever wonder what wheat looks like? Wheat isn't something in the books, in the storybooks. It's real. And watch this. This is wheat.
But what does it start like before it turns golden?
Well, wheat, you plant it, and at the beginning, it looks like grass.
Like this over here?
No, like real green grass. You know, you couldn't tell the difference between the grass in your backyard, or even before that. It's great. Then it starts having what you call heads. We call in Hebrew shebelus. Shebelus means a stalk. See, this? You see this? This is called the shebelus.
2, 3.
So in order to the wheat to be fit to bake matzah, no chametz. Chametz, as I said to you before, is flour water or this and water. This is wheat. So in order for that to be sure there's no chametz, as long as when the wheat is like this, the chametz, the wheat they can be as much water as you want.
It's pretty green. And speaking of water, what are we doing about water?
So as long as it's green, you can water all you want, or else you wouldn't have wheat.
And we're not watering anymore. We finished irrigation.
Now,
we're finished watering the plants.
Once it starts getting to a situation where it starts getting harder, let me show you what the beginning of the so-called wheat looks like. See this? I don't think you can grind this into wheat. Maybe you can. I sure can't.
It's white. It's milky.
Yes.
Like yogurt.
Yes. You cannot grind this. You have to wait until it gets harder. So it goes through phases. Now, this once upon a time was green like that. Now, it's even harder. This is what the Torah calls wheat, and this is where you get your flour for bread and anything else. This is the secret. But wait a minute. This is softer. You see this? It's no longer milky or yogurty. We'll call it chewy or doughy. So we're going to wait until this becomes no longer needs to be watered, and the wheat inside of it, which will become hard like a stone, and then it can literally be stone ground.
And if you put it in your mouth, you say bracha b'rei pri adama, and it's hard as it's crunchy hard. By the way, I'm going to show. There's a trailer that we're living in. We're watching 24/7, even on Shabbos and Yom Tov. That nobody should come around with a watering tank truck and spray the dirt roads next to the field and get the wheat wet accidentally, God forbid. And nobody should let any water into the irrigation canal. We've sealed off all the portals into our field so that if anybody's watering the field next door with the irrigation canal, that the water doesn't accidentally leak into our field.
Now, this wheat is still soft, but this will become very, very hard. And once it becomes hard, it will be harvested, and it will be turned to flour. Once the wheat does not need water anymore, and if water falls onto the wheat or wheat falls into the water, it's chametz. And that's what we're watching from the inception to make sure from the stages of being green until the harvest there's no water whatsoever on anything, so we can actually assure that it is not chametz and it's fit for Pesach, and that's the mitzvah of a shmurah matzahs. We're watching the wheat for matzah, and be'erev techla matzahs. We're doing it for the seder. And once this is totally dry and harvestable, it's harvested and combined, and it turns flour.
But it's stored for many months till next fall for next year's Pesach, and in the fall or the early winter, then it start turning into flour, and then they're baking matzahs to sell for next year's Pesach, not for this year.
And of course, you understand, like Rabbi Yosef David just said, we can't have it for this year, because if we have it for this year, we're way late.
Yeah.
Because bakery starts sometimes in Kislev or December. So this is for the next year, Mitzvah Hashem. And this is what goes through. It will be a couple of weeks until this is harvested. It'll be a couple of months until it's ground. But this is a very arduous process that goes through to make sure that no water touches us any level.
Thank you, Chaim Zusha. We want to wish you all a kosher and freilich and Pesach, and you should have chametz-free, a wonderful sedarim, and should have Mashiach now.
A kosher and freilich and Pesach, and now you know the rest of the story.